The average person wants the paper. This is toilet paper. And that's why people are in trouble today, because America is about to crash, as you know. We're in serious trouble. Our debt is at an all-time high. America is now the biggest debtor nation in the world, worse than Japan. So Japan has high debt. So the people who will win are people who have gold and silver. And mommy and daddy who are saving this will be wiped out. This is God's money. God put it here. God put this, I'm not religious, but I'm just, okay. And this here was put by God. This here is to be flushed down the toilet. And that's what they're doing with it.
The author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki, has urged investors to protect themselves from central bankers, emphasizing that fiat money is unsafe. Most Americans remain ignorant about real money like physical gold and silver. It presents a rare opportunity today. Once the inevitable dollar crisis appears, millions will desperately rush into precious metals and cause prices to soar. Throughout history, gold has emerged as the ultimate money that holds its value over centuries, which is something the rich know well. Kiyosaki expects that gold will reclaim its monetary status again when today's dollar and financial system collapse under the weight of excessive debt and money printing. He asserts that the nation stands on the brink of a significant crisis, mainly due to the staggering levels of debt that have reached an all-time high. The United States has now assumed the unwelcome position of being the world's largest debtor nation, even surpassing economic powerhouses like Japan. Those who hold these precious metals will emerge as the victors in the impending financial turbulence. In stark contrast, individuals who continue to trust in conventional savings, such as paper currency, risk losing their wealth. In many of his interviews, the famous investor stressed that he prefers to buy real physical assets, mostly gold, which he calls God's money. Kiyosaki says that gold and silver have always existed on this planet and will still be there even if everything else is destroyed. Also, the current strategy of the U.S. Federal Reserve raises concerns as it indicates that the decision to raise interest rates could lead to a decline in the value of bonds, potentially resulting in a banking crisis. Robert's perspective is that this would severely affect the overall economy, restricting banks' ability to lend money and consequently leading to an economic downturn. We will present clips from Robert Kiyosaki's interview with Rob Moore, but before we do, if you want more videos like this, please hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell for more updates. Thank you and enjoy the video.
Today, the spooky thing about the world economy is the gap between rich and poor getting wider, because people are working for this and not this and this here. So the question I ask people, which is a better investment? Gold, silver, or paper? You're going to be a rich man or a poor man, a rich man. Your end game is gold. This has been money for centuries. This is silver. It's the better investment today. In the US, it takes 35 of these to buy one of these. So I tell my brothers and my sisters and all that, hey, trade this piece of toilet paper in for this. Oh no, Dave Ramsey said save money. And my family's broke, but they follow my poor dad. It happened in 1971. President Nixon took this, separated them. So what became money was a US bond. Now, Dave Ramsey and most of these financial planners down in the City of London, and they recommend buying bonds. Bonds are the worst advice possible.
Why?
They're going crashing. 3 banks went down in a row because their bonds crashed. So please hear what I'm saying is our financial planners, that's what we call them in the States, they're always saying you want 40% stocks, 40% bonds, and 10% gold or something like that. They think bonds are safe. But now that interest rates are going like this, see, when interest rates goes up, the bonds come down. So today, the US Federal Reserve President, Chairman Powell, he's raising interest rates. Bonds are coming down. Our banks are crashing. When our banks crash, they can't lend this out. And when they can't lend this out, the economy crashes. So the people who will win are people who have gold and silver. And mommy and daddy who are saving this will be wiped out. Because to save the world economy, the US is going to print trillions of these. This is God's money. God put it here. God put this, I'm not religious, but I'm just, and this here was put by God. This year's to be flushed down the toilet. And that's what they're doing with it. But, oh, I made this much this month. Loser. Your job is to take this, convert to this, or convert to this. Not to brag, but I own tons of this.
According to Robert Kiyosaki, all empires eventually end, drawing parallels with historical examples like the Roman Empire, the Greek Empire, and the Chinese Empire, the first to use paper currency. The current era marks the potential decline of the American empire, creating a dangerous and explosive time. Moreover, as America's gross national debt exceeds $33 trillion for the first time, Kiyosaki provides a stark reminder of the country's shaky fiscal trajectory. This occurs when Washington faces the prospect of a government shutdown amid another fight over federal spending. Expressing concern for the economic situation, he argues that, in the face of escalating debt, people opt for toilet paper, fiat currency, rather than tangible assets like silver or gold. Ultimately, he urges consideration of gold as a more reliable investment in the face of the country's economic challenges. Kiyosaki further highlights the precarious state of the American economy, pointing out the country's record-high debt and status as the world's largest debtor nation. This is contrasted with Japan's situation, where high debt coexists with a wealthy population due to their saving habits. The parallels between historical empires and the current economic challenges of the United States underscore the potential decline and fragility of the American empire. Let's get back to the interview.
It is the end. It's the end of this. And all empires always come to an end. The Roman Empire, the Greek Empire, Chinese were the earliest. Chinese were the first guys to use paper.
Right.
So what we're looking at today is the end of the American empire. So it's a very dangerous time. It's explosive, with Palestine and Gaza. All the stuff that's going on is an end of times. And the trouble when this comes to an end, war follows. So this was 1964. That used to be real silver. Now it's fake silver. So then 1971, this was backed by gold and silver. And then Nixon took it off. This became debt. That's one of the most important things, because now it became debt. For me to get rich, I had to use debt. But what do our schools teach us? Stay out of debt. That's how stupid school teachers are. Debt makes guys like you and me rich. And ironically, because we use debt, we don't pay any taxes. Taxes are very high here in London, very high in America. But real estate guys like Trump and I, we don't pay taxes legally. Now that makes a lot of the liberal or the conservatives or the, whatever you call them, the greenies and the academic types, angry. Because when Trump was debating Hillary Clinton, that criminal, the Clintons and Obamas, man, what a bunch of crooks they are.
Really?
But all politicians are crooks anyway. Anyway, I'm not getting political here. But Hillary Clinton, she was running against Trump. She says, and you don't even pay taxes. And what does Trump say to her? Means I'm smart. And so the reason I like what you're doing with real estate is you learn to use debt and you pay less taxes to go for this. But what I'm glad I'm doing your program is once I realized this and this was all changing, the end game wasn't real estate. The end game was gold. So today, this is a U.S. silver buffalo. You can buy this for $30 U.S. I don't know it in pounds. This is 2,200. Okay. So which would you rather have today? Would you rather have this piece of toilet paper? Would you rather have this piece of silver? Or would you rather have gold? The average person wants the paper. This is toilet paper. And that's why people are in trouble today, because America is about to crash, as you know. We're in serious trouble. Our debt is at an all-time high. America is now the biggest debtor nation in the world. Wow. Worse than Japan. So Japan has high debt, but the Japanese people are rich because they save. Americans are in debt, the country is in debt, and we have this guy Biden putting us more in debt.
Unlike fiat currencies, gold and other precious metals will always have value. While its prices can fluctuate depending on the value of fiat currency, it cannot be devalued at the whim of any government. What are your thoughts on the interview? Share your observations in the comments section below. Also, Ensure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications for more videos like this. Thanks for watching.